Welcome to the Roofing Business Growth Circle, the insider advantage for roofers who want to get found, get calls, and get clients. This week, my guest is Paul Verdile, Verdile. And Paul has 15 years of experience in supporting commercial and federal contractors with DOL compliance, benefits, consulting, and administration, and retirement services. He currently works with a company called Venture Employer Solutions that provide a wide variety of HR and workforce management services, such as payroll, certified payroll, benefits, retirement workers, comp, state compliance, anyways, everything that you need to make sure that your business is running in the right way. So welcome, Paul, to our podcast. And I wanted to ask you a question. How did you get into this business? Like, what happened in your business career that you said to yourself, I need to be offering this service?
Yes, thank you, Jacques. I kind of fell into it accidentally with my previous employer. Started working with government contractors, as you mentioned, and I just noticed that there was a gap between what contractors needed and what the industry was providing them for services. And I figured, I wanted to make an effort to help contractors, commercial and federal and state, it didn't matter, just contractors in general, really get their business running efficiently and more profitable without having to worry about the back office stuff, being stuck in the back office instead of the front office growing the business. So our company can come in, help these guys run more efficiently, and as I mentioned, be more profitable.
Yeah, I'm honored. So you are a specialist.
Yes, I like to think so.
I love it. Now, what are the industry challenges in your mind?
Well, Jacques, I currently see three major challenges. The first one is recruiting and retaining key employees. The second one is keeping up with state compliance. And the third one is keeping up with federal compliance. Now, for the first one, finding recruiting employees, you might say that, finding employees is easier than keeping employees. And at Venture, we see the main reason for the high turnover is the lack of benefits outside, the standard company offerings of, a decent wage, vacation, PTO, et cetera. And we see that employees, especially those with families, are really looking towards having a good benefits package to go along with their wages and everything else offered by the employer. And with benefits, also a lot are looking now for retirement plans, your 401ks, et cetera, that have give them a good solid base to save money for their future and for their family. And I always say for the people that don't like 401ks, you really need these. If you want to give your money to the IRS, that's fine, but you can keep it tax free and save it for your future. So that's a key point for keeping employees, for an extended amount of time. You do not want to have to train these guys, bring them on board, and have them quit in a month because they're not happy with with the work environment. So benefits are a key indicator for keeping employees longer. Now, the second one is state compliance. And as we all know, state compliance rules and regulations change every year. One good example that just came out midsummer last year is the NEST program for Nevada contractors and employers. The NEST program is the Nevada Employee Savings Trust, and it's similar to CalSavers in California, where if you've been in business for more than 3 years and have more than 6 employees, you have to offer a 401k or a simple IRA for your employees. Now, the employees can opt out of it, but you have to offer it as an employer. Now, I know a lot of you guys think that 401ks cost too much, too expensive, take a big hassle, but they're not. Very simple. You can get set up within a month. And the best part is you get a lot of tax credits for starting a 401k plan. It starts with up to $5,000 per year in tax credits for 3 years. So all the service fees, all the implementation fees, et cetera, can be written off up to $5,000 for 3 years. And then if you contribute to your employees, you can also get tax credits for that for 5 years. So there's a lot of good tax credits involved, and there's a lot of good options out there for 401ks. Venture has a variety as well. So we look at this NEST program, again, as a very good option for employers in Nevada. And lastly, of course, our favorite, federal compliance. especially those working on prevailing wage programs. You now have the Department of Labor regulations to worry about besides the state regulations. With prevailing wage, as you know, you have to worry about reporting, fringe dollar management, benefits, the retirement, where money goes. Are you paying cash in lieu of benefits? All these regulations you have to follow to adhere to the DOL regulations. And of course, the DOL, they're like the IRS. They make money in audits. So don't think you're going to be exempt from this. If one of your employees calls the hotline and says, hey, my employer is not paying me overtime properly, or I didn't get this day off, etc., they're going to come knocking on your door if it's a valid point. And if you are in the wrong, they don't accept I didn't know, I wasn't aware, or I forgot as an excuse. They will audit, and if you're found liable, it could be fines, back pay. If you're a contractor for the government, you could get disbarred for 1 to 3 years, depending on the infraction. So it's not worth not knowing Department of Labor regulations for federal projects.
Thank you. That's I'm learning a lot today. I love it. So what type of solutions are you offering, or the technology, or how do you innovate in a company, in a home repair service company or a roofing company? How different, what are the type of solution that you can implement that makes your business different?
Yeah, easy, Jacques. Roofers, contractors, the core basics of business operations are the same. So, when we look at an employer and he thinks back, why did I start my business? To make money, of course, to be my own boss, leave a legacy for the family, etc. So they go out, they start their business, and then, all right, you got to hire people. So I got to hire people. I need payroll. I need workers' comp. I need benefits. I need retirement. I need an accountant. I need a lawyer. All these things add up to these back office services that, eventually you have to start your business. But once a business gets started, we see a lot of sole proprietors spending more time in the back office worrying about the day-to-day operations and not the front office growing their business. So at Venture, we're here. We want to take care of those back office services so the business owner doesn't have to. So we work with HR. We streamline these systems. We connect everything electronically so they're not worrying about having to upload hours and into the payroll system every 2 weeks or every week. You're getting paid weekly, manually with an Excel spreadsheet, and then taking that sheet and going to your benefits or retirement, doing the deductions for that, etc. We bring all these together with our technology, so you're pushing buttons, doing everything simply instead of wasting time. Because as we know, time is money. So you save time, you're going to save overhead, and you're going to run more efficiently.
And how do you implement that? Like when you start working with a company, how do you implement your solutions?
Yeah. After we do our assessment, after we see what your needs are and determine there's a fit between our two companies, we do a technology demo. So say if you're going to use our payroll system or any of our systems, we would do that demonstration with your HR team and whoever else in the company wants to see it, how it works, how it operates, go through everything, make sure everybody is fully aware of the capabilities and how they use them. And then the implementation team works with your team to take your existing services, integrate them, and then you have your fully integrated HR platform.
How long does it take to implement?
Depending, takes 3 to 4 weeks, most likely. I mean, depending on the service, if you take the whole package, it might take 5 to 6 weeks. But payroll, we can get set up with certified payroll, under a month easily. And then you're logging into one system. You're not logging into multiple systems. You go to you go to your portal. You have everything there. You have payroll. You have benefits, retirement, employee management, hours, etc. Everything under one location.
So pretty much this seems to be a simple process.
Yes, it is. It is simple. Yep.
What are the future trends out there with the challenges we have right now with our economy and in local markets? What are the next trends coming down the road?
Oh, your timing's perfect, Jacques. If you saw the news today, you'll see that the Supreme Court just denied President Trump his global tariffs. So all the tariffs that have been implemented in the last since he took office, are going to be essentially revoked. So right now, we don't know what the pricing is going to be 6 months from now. We expect that with the higher tariffs being removed, that pricing will go down. It could happen, and then profitability for material costs will go down. So our fixed costs will go down, and profitability will go up, hopefully. But as of now, we have a lot of uncertainty in what price costs are going to be for materials that came from China, Mexico, Canada, et cetera. What that's going to look like I said, 6 months from now. They still have a lot of work to do to figure things out. They don't know if they're going to return the tariffs that were collected already, or let them go, or bring them forward. It's still a lot of uncertainty now in material costs. So that's probably your biggest thing. I mean, other than that, I think we're as an industry, we're pretty solid. It's good news that AI can't lay shingles yet, so we'll still be working manually for a long time. But for the most part, I think material costs are going to be a big issue coming up in next year.
Cool. God, that's privileged information here. Thank you for sharing.
Mhm.
What would be your offer to roofers for them to understand a little bit more what's happening in their organization?
Yeah, I think my best offer to these guys is just to do an assessment, have a session to talk about what's your business, what are your pain points, what you need help on, what's hurting you guys, what's slowing you down, and just go over and just talk about that and I can provide a solution to help remedy those problems. I mean, like I said, I don't want business owners being in the back office all day. I want them out in the front office growing their business. So our goal is to give them a solution that fixes their problems and helps them, again, to focus on their growing their business and not working on it internally.
Cool. So what we'll do is we'll have a link at the bottom of this podcast, and they can just click a link, and then they
Mhm.
can connect with you and make that happen.
Yes.
Thank you so much for your input today. I mean, I learned a lot, which is awesome, and I'm sure that any roofer that was listening here, you may want to connect directly with Paul because I guess he knows what he's doing and he's got all the answers. So again, before you go, if you're a roofing contractor or a roofing business owner, and today's episode hits close to home, make sure you subscribe to the Roofing Business Growth Circle podcast or check out our channel on YouTube. And each week we share practical strategies to help you grow your profits, build better systems, and run a roofing
Mhm.
business that doesn't depend on you every day. And
Exactly.
if yeah, that's the secret sauce. That's the name of the game. So again, and if you want help identifying what to fix in your roofing business, check the links in the description to take the next steps. There's a lot of freebies in that link. And thanks for listening. And I'll see you at our next episode. Thank you so much and have a great day.